Hello everybody and welcome to another video from Manga Mad the Gamer Dad. Today we're going to be doing a little something different. Today I'm going to be showing you a couple of projects that I'm working on in Subnautica that have kind of ground to a halt lately through time issues, and I have a feeling my graphics card is struggling a little bit, and you'll see why in a minute, especially with this current project that I'm on here. So I have two projects on the go right now. One of them is to attempt to recreate the base that I built in a previous game on my old rig, that when I upgraded to my new rig, for some reason the game corrupted, I couldn't rescue it, and I basically lost something in the region of about 200 hours work. So this, I'm only about 20 hours in. The original project I did in the standard mode, so I was mining all the materials and everything else for it. This, however, is in creative mode because I basically just want to be able to get the time back quicker and get kind of back to where I was. So without further ado, this is base project number 1, and this is it. This is Section 1. This is literally the early part, and my graphics card is already struggling just with this. Basically the premise behind this is going to be, this is a deep sea research lab on Subnautica. So you've kind of already escaped, and now you've been sent back to establish a base ready for research purposes, for bigger teams to come along. So obviously as I progress more with the build, where I'm going with it will become more apparent. So just to give you a quick run through, this particular main block here of all the really tall towers you can see, these are all going to be the fauna research labs, which will again become clear once we get into the base. You can't quite see, but over on the far side, we'll probably just swim over a little bit. So obviously this is down with the Ghost Leviathan egg tree. I can't remember what it's called right now. So those little blocks over there will be the part of the sleeping quarters. This particular section over here is also sleeping quarters, and then as we go further towards the back, there's the food and water production. There is flora research labs, and you can't quite see it at the minute, but there is a research lab around the tree and server rooms and stuff like that. So this is really early. I've only put about 20 hours into this so far. The original base that I had, that I lost, basically came up here, went all around this area, and then there was a tunnel that basically left here and went all the way pretty much back to the service, which is like, yeah, roughly where that Cyclops thing up there is. So that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm working on different bits and pieces as I go along, but we'll dive right in here. And I apologise for any stuttering and the sort of low graphic setting. I have only got an RX 470 4GB, so it is actually starting to struggle a little bit with this. So I've had to drop the graphics levels down, and certain places it does get a little bit chuggy. So you just have to bear with me on that, unfortunately. So we're at the main entrance. I have tried, Fossil Labs is the one that's going to be built later. I've tried sort of like labeling, like putting directions on things as best as I can. Partly for, eventually I'm hoping to be able to upload this so other people can use it. Also for myself, because I get lost a lot. I forget where things are. And yeah, so obviously Terminal 1, the terminals, I've numbered them. The terminals are like a central junction where you can branch off and go to the different other areas of the base. So that's the premise behind that, and they're kind of like intermediate storage areas and things like that. So the shuttle dock again is eventually where on the top of the sea level there will be a rocket launch pad that I'm going to have up there, and then you'll be able to basically go from that walking like all the way down, like ladders, tunnels and other stuff, and basically get to this section here. That's the plan eventually, so you won't actually need Seamoth or anything to sort of traverse around the base. You can literally do it all on foot. Admittedly, it will take you a little bit longer. So where are we going first? So we're heading to Fauna Lab 1, and Fauna Lab 2 I think is that one down there. I haven't played this in a while, so I've literally just sort of like jumped back into it and thought, do you know what? Maybe I should start a video series on this as well, because I do want to get back into it. And yeah, so here we go. So basically, every section has a massive block of I forget the word. What are they called? What are they called? Someone remind me what they're called. What are they called? They are called alien containment. There we are. That's what they are. So yeah. So each one of those massive towers has got an alien containment in it. So what we'll do is it's probably better if we go up top. So we'll just jump up here real quick and go all the way up to the top. So yeah, so at the you can see all the way down here, the topmost block of every one is the actual lab, the sort of research itself. So as you can see, I've decked it out to look basically like a research lab. So I've got all the pictures with all the different things that are in it. So this thing in particular has got the crash fish in there. And then if we move around, that's another tunnel back out. So we've got crash fish in this one. As you can see, we've got the crash fish, all lockers. And so everyone is designed, and everyone I've tried to make a little bit different. So the decorations will be lit different. Here we have a break room. So this will be where the scientists come to sort of relax. So there's food. Again, I'm limited to what I can build because of what's available in the game. Obviously, I'd love to put like loads more stuff in there, but I literally have to work with what I've got. So the break room is on a couple of different levels. So you've got your sort of like chill room and all the rest of it. So again, I'm trying to make each one a little bit different. So as we carry on there, so we saw the what were these two in here? So there was the mesmer and the crash fish. So moving up to here. Oh, right, okay. This is the server room and the backup generator. So, again, decked it out to kind of look like a computer lab. And as you go down, then I've basically created... So, these here are supposed to be the aircon units. And a little tip, they are basically the food machines turned backwards to face the wall. So, it kind of looks like an aircon unit. So, each one is the same in here. So, these are one of the server rooms for the unit. Remember, this is a research complex, so there is a lot of computers and a lot of servers. Every room has a first aid station. Every room has the a radio, obviously, to keep in touch with everybody else. And so this is a functional research facility. That's what I'm going for. So the backup generator, I think where did I not? Oh yeah, there it is. So the backup generator is just down here, where we have a nuclear generator with a rad suit and some radiation rods. So in the event of a massive power loss from the thermal generators, which are what are powering the base at the moment, then we have a nuclear reactor backup in this particular building, and there are others scattered about as well. So moving on, we are going to go here. So here we've got the cave crawlers. Now the downside with these is these little buggers have a tendency of escaping. So as you can see, there's a couple there that are actually not in the containment. It's a little bit bugged. I don't know why it does it, but I've killed a few of them now, and I'm just letting the rest of them just roam free because otherwise I'll have none of the things left. So again, another base, and as you can see, I've tried to put as much glass and as much view, because that is a stunning tree to look at. So everything is glass. Over here we have the blood crawlers. Same difference, they do glitch out a little bit because they're not actually designed to be in here. And in case anyone is wondering, yes, I have used console commands to spawn these inside here, purely just to get a bit of variety in there. So again, another research lab there, and then moving on to the end of this particular section, we have the bleeders, lava, and rock grubs. So they're all floating around in there, doing the things that they do. You know, I try to make every room as individual as I can, so they've all got like the different pictures on, you know, the different things sort of scattered about, like PDA pads and folders and stuff. There is a mod that I have that basically gives you a decorations fabricator and a seed fabricator as well. So obviously it basically lets you create, it's added a load of stuff into the game, as well as you can create a lot of the stuff that you see lying around anyway. So it does make life, when you're doing projects like this, it does make life easier. I do suggest you head over to Nexus Mods and check out some of the stuff they've got over there, because that's where I got this from. So again, another window, and I'm pretty sure that is, it's a little bit loud for me. That is it for this particular section. Now, I'm actually lost now. I can't remember how to... Right, okay, so this is section 1. So this actually goes into a dead end, so we can just drop all the way down there. And that's the bottom of that one. And yeah, we'll just close that door for the cave crawlers, because the little buggers are annoying when they get out. And so, onwards to Terminal 1. I don't know why I put this loop here, but I did. And again, created with the premise that obviously this is underwater. So everywhere there can be a bulkhead, there pretty much is a bulkhead. So any particular one section can be isolated. And here we are at, this is sort of Terminal 1. Again, just like a little seating area, waiting area here. And storage and sort of transport. And we are going to head to Fauna Lab 2. Yeah, Fauna Lab 2. So this is the next section. We'll go right back up to the top again. And... oh no, we're back in the break room. Oh, I could have just... oh, okay. See, this is why I put signs everywhere, because otherwise I get lost. So, right, okay, so what we've got in here. So, spadefish in this one. So, lots and lots of spadefish again. Trying to make each one individual. We have shuttlebugs floating around in there. And then moving on, we're coming up against some of the creepier ones in a bit. Rabbit rays in this one. So again, all of them, any view that's sort of like facing the tree, I've kind of give windows in. And obviously there's reinforcement on absolutely everything else. This one goes a little bit squiffy because of just literally just how it's placed. So yeah, there's no I need to carry on doing the signage, but basically we've got gasopods in this one. And also a little tip, guys, if you are having issues with your base powering down and it filling with water for no apparent reason, it will be these. Sometimes I don't know how they do it, but they actually break the alien containment. Or they don't break the alien containment, they somehow damage the walls of the room that the alien containment's in. I don't know if that's a bug that's been fixed, but if you are getting issues and you have these in alien containment and you are having issues with your base randomly springing leaks, I pretty much guarantee this is where like check the area these are in, and that will be pretty much what the issue you're having. So we move over here to the lava lizards, and again just all sort of research. This one went a little bit squiff, and it's literally because of the landscape of where I was building. I kind of had to make it work as best I could. And jelly rays are in this one. And again, radio thing. So I've tried it to make it look like the base is in use. And everything is going on. So we've got the what's it sharks in here. I think that's it for this particular section. So we head out. And bone sharks. There you are. All my little pet bone sharks in there. And again, like with all the little computers, I've tried to make each one have a little different message. So like every room has got its own little personality and it's a little bit different. Sand sharks. Which actually, when you're building a base on this scale, kind of gets hard to do, especially when you've got a limited amount of things to work on. And the crab squids. Yeah, these things are creepy as fuck. I don't like these at all. Yep, so again, another lab there. And what we got in here? Reefback leviathans. So we've got baby ones of those in there. Again, you can spawn the eggs. Actually, that doesn't need to be there anymore. Hello. Oh. Console's open. Thank you. I keep pressing the wrong button. Yeah, so here we go. Oh, I haven't put a message on that one yet. So yeah, Reefback leviathans. And again, you can see the game's really... Well, my PC is really struggling with it. Because there is just so much processing. We have crab snakes in this one. As you can see... It's starting to get a little bit chuggy when you're looking at stuff like that. And this is what I'm struggling with base building wise. And I'm a little bit confused because, let's do the ant beetle. Because the base I had before actually was about 4 times the size of this. And yeah, and it started to then get to the point it was chugging. Whereas now I'm not even halfway, I'm not even a quarter of the way from where I was before. And it's chugging, so really don't know. And we'll drop down this bit, and in the bottom of these two, you can actually go down here and nuclear spare. So these are another 2 backup nuclear reactors, both with radiation suits and stuff in as well, and the nuclear containment for that. And right, so that is pretty much the fauna labs, I think that's all of them. And so Terminal 3 and Living Quarters B. We should probably do A first, but as we're over this side anyway, we'll have to run all the way back round. So as you can see, glass everywhere. I personally prefer it. I think it looks pretty. And obviously everything else has got reinforcement on. Not that it really matters because I'm in creative mode, but if you wanted to go into normal mode, then it'd be fine. So again, I'm not even finished by any stretch of the imagination, guys. As you'll see in a minute, I've built a lot of the set structure. So like none of these are decorated at all yet. So all of these are just empty. There's nothing in them. I've literally just built them where I'd want them. And then if we go around here, I think there's some more. There is a tunnel, that tunnel that you can see underneath. Down here, where's it gone? There, that one I'm planning on taking over there, and there'll be another something happening over there, basically. So yeah, so this is going to be the main one of the main living quarters here. So I've built a set of suites. We can actually, yeah, we'll start over this side then and work our way through. So this is going to be the tree stroke Ghost Leviathan research labs. Again, I've built the structures. There's nothing in them. As you can see, the game is really chugging now. And this is the problem when it takes like 15 seconds for a component to build. It starts taking a really long time. So we'll go, let's get back indoors. So you can see the other living areas over there. That's food production over there, and that's the flora and fauna labs there. Again, I don't think I've done anything with them. So again, these are all empty right now. Just a work in progress. Like I said, I've only put like 20 hours into this. So here we have our scanner room. And then if we drop down here, again, this is all going to be research labs. Where's the exit? Is it that one? It's that one. And yeah, so there's another exit. This is going to kind of just be a terminal, or like a drop-off point. So this is terminal 2. And here we have another what it will be another server room, but again, I don't think I've done anything with it yet. And the plan is I'm going to have backup generators down underneath this server room as well. So again, that's just those two. That's what that's purpose of that building is going to be for. And by the way, guys, if you've got any suggestions or anything you want to see in game or see me do, let me know. I might start trying to stream it if I can. If people are interested. The only issue I have is, as you can see, it's not performing well. So without a bigger graphics card, I think I'm going to be struggling. So this is just a moon pool. That's probably just going to have a prawn suit stuck in it. Yeah, prawn bay. And random fish ray thing getting stuck. So moving on, this is going to be the flora and fauna labs. So the plan here, this tube here is probably going to meet back up over there somewhere. So the plan here is this section is going to be for monitoring outside fauna. So that's why there's access. There's all these beds here. I just need to put all the different plants and stuff in there. And each one of these corners is going to be a research lab on its own. And then if we move back through here and then go up here, this up here then is going to be the indoor fauna lab, where there's going to be loads of grow beds and stuff in here, with research bays and stuff for that. So that's the plan with that one. And then as we head back through here, we have the food and water production. So it's split into 3 sections. So this particular section here is water generators all the way up. This section here is growable food all the way up, and this section at the back is eatable fishies all the way up, and that's pretty much it. So every level kind of looks the same, apart from like maybe the food. So as you can see, it goes quite high up. You can see I've literally got thermal generators absolutely everywhere. And we're getting into now, so this path directly will take you straight back up to Terminal 1. And this will take you up to the living quarters. Now, I've only part way through doing these. So this one, I think, is apartment number 5. Yeah, apartment 5 isn't done yet. I'm finishing off apartment 4. Just trying to chuck random pictures in there, kind of make them look like an oven, so you get an idea what they're for. This isn't done yet. And yeah, there's a sleeping quarters there. So again, every one is laid out. So there's the entrance, which is kind of the food stroke, you know, the eating communal area, and then the living room at the back, and then with the sleeping room above it. Apartment 3, I think, is done pretty much. Again, trying to make each one as individual as I can. You know, different things like computer games on screens, beds laid out in a different way. Just trying to give each one its own little piece of individuality. And then moving on to apartment 3. Again, sort of communal food area, even though there... Oh, no, there is a table there. And, yeah, so, Star Wars. So as you can see, I'm trying to make everyone a little bit different. And it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of time and a lot of thought process going into trying to make sure that everything is different and doesn't all look the same. I think that's just supposed to be like an image of Netflix or something type thing. Yeah, and he's playing Gundam, I think, on his computer there. And yeah, so I think that's the last of the apartments. Yeah, and here we are back at Terminal 1. Or is it Terminal 2? Yeah, Terminal 1. So yeah, so that's pretty much project number 1. This is the main one I'm working on. So I've obviously got to finish decking out all the rooms, and I've got to finish all the labs, especially the flora and the fauna ones. And the plan is this pipe will come up here. There'll be another junction here, and then there's going to be another research lab that goes around that fossil. So that's going to be the fossil research labs, and then off over to this direction, and up is going to be a walkway where you're basically going to be able to get to the surface and the shuttles. So that's the plan for that one. So what we'll do is we'll quick out of this real quick, and then we will hop over and I'll show you project number 2. Alright guys, and we're back with the next stage. So this is a project number 2. So we are currently this again, I'm kind of this is going to be a combination research lab stroke hotel kind of thing, I think. So to be honest, thinking on it, I probably would have been better doing this with the other save and somehow joining it all together, but we'll see how we get on. This was just something a little bit different. I got fed up of working down in the dark all the time, so we are in that more of a, you know, it's kind of where you originally crashed kind of thing. So this is the Cyclops docking area. As you can see, my Cyclops is just parked outside, and as we move along round in here, there's just platforms everywhere. And again, so we'll start up here. We've got the solar power monitoring station, so a little break room and more monitoring. And if we head out here, you can see there's a massive great load of solar panels, and everywhere I can fit solar panels, there's solar panels. So that's what is powering this base at the minute, is purely solar panels. So obviously there's a couple of servers there, and yeah, so we've got a bit of a view of the aurora and a little viewing cube thingy. So that's our little solar power monitoring station. Pool bays 1 through... Yeah, we can do the pool base. Let's do the pool base. So we've got deep dive prep room 1. So this would be where divers and stuff all get all their equipment. So there's all repair tools, prop cannons, laser cutters, all in their respective lockers. Dive gear, locker, etc, etc. Lights, flares, and all that sort of good stuff. And then we go into here, and then there's sea moth and a prawn suit. So Explorer 1 and 2, and I think there's another sea moth. So yeah, there's another sea moth there. That's Shuttle 1 and Explorer. I don't know why that's Explorer 1. Anyway, so yeah, so there's 2 sea moths and 2 prawn suits for sort of deep dive maneuvers and stuff like that. And again, another random fish.
This is Life Pod 6. I have a passenger on board. Coordinates attached. We've landed a kilometer from the crash site, but there's radiation
Get out of
us and the
my...
Request immediate
Get out of my base!
assistance.
God damn it! Come here! Come! Come here! Come! Thank you. Right. That's that sorted. So, moving on. Again, I haven't been in this base in a while, actually, so I'm struggling to remember where everything is. IT department, yep. So we've created an IT department because we can, and because obviously there isn't enough fish about, we've put some aquariums in and another peeper. And yep, so this is kind of like a reception waiting area thingy, and this is the reception. And then if we go up here, we've got the workshops. Goods inwards, so they can actually bring PC stuff straight in. The workshop, so that's designed to kind of look like a PC workshop, I guess. Again, you kind of got to work with what you got. And this is like the server monitoring rooms and break room, and then we've got server rooms. This is the main server monitoring station. So this is where they'd monitor all of the servers in here. And then as you go round each room, there's, you know, double aircon and lockers for parts manuals and stuff like that. So there's server room A, server room B. There's obviously fire control equipment, first aid equipment. Another random peeper, get out of my base. And another server room. And another server room. So yeah. So that's that, and you can see the solar power station over there. So yeah, I started with the idea of making this more of a sort of hotel resort kind of destination, and it's kind of really sat at the research lab stage at the minute. But we've got more. So suite number 1. Again, I made this, I think, before I got hold of the mod pack. So there's not as much stuff in it. But obviously I have the mod pack, I can carry on working on it. So there's one of the suites, and I think there's... what is it with these fish in my base? Go away!
May have unexpected applications.
So we've got storage locker, storage room.
Survival strategy.
And what we got? Suites 2 and 3. So as you can see, this base isn't that big, so the game is not really struggling to load. Again, so much of a muchness, same sort of pictures and stuff involved. And I think, well, yeah, all the rest of the suites kind of are pretty much the same with subtle differences. So that's where I've got to on that. So the plan was that I was going to maybe build a like a nice little hotel thing, and like some of it would be underwater, but some of the rooms would be on the top. Haven't quite got there yet, but that's basically as far as I've got with this one. And again, as you can see, glass everywhere, and trying to make everything look as open and as nice as possible. And yeah, that's kind of where I've got to so far, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give a like if you did, and subscribe obviously if you want to see more. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me streaming it. Obviously I do stream a Twitch TV /manga_mad to see me streaming, and the link will all be in the description. And if you obviously want to see more Subnauticas, either if you want just a walkthrough of what I've lately accomplished, or if you actually want to see me building, we'll have to see how that goes with recording and whether my graphics card can handle it or not. But yeah, just let me know, guys. Let me know what you want to see, and we'll go from there. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.